The rise and fall of Jesse Owens. What if I told you that the man who single-handedly shattered Hitler's myth of Aryan supremacy didn't get a handshake from his own president? That the fastest man in the world once raced horses for pocket change? That he went from Olympic podiums to pumping gas, from global glory to sweeping playgrounds? How does a legend fall through the cracks of history? Why did America turn its back on the hero who made the world blink in 1936? What happens when fame fades and bills don't? This is not just a story about speed, it's about survival. It's about James Cleveland Owens, the Buckeye Bullet, who outran poverty, prejudice, and propaganda, only to be tackled by silence, politics, and betrayal. From his humble birth in Oakville, Alabama, to the roaring stadiums of Berlin, from the brotherhood of Luz Long to the cold shoulder of Roosevelt, from racing horses to raising daughters. This is a tale of grit, grace, and the gold medals that couldn't buy groceries. So grab your seat, tighten your laces, and get ready to sprint through one of the most powerful, painful, and profoundly human stories ever told. James Cleveland Owens was born on September 12, 1913, in Oakville, Alabama, the 10th child of Henry and Emma Owens, descendants of slaves and sharecroppers who knew more about picking cotton than picking metals. The Owens family was poor, so poor, Jesse once joked, we couldn't afford to pay attention. At age 9, the family migrated to Cleveland, Ohio, part of the Great Migration, chasing the mirage of northern opportunity. It was in Cleveland that a teacher misheard JC and wrote Jesse. And just like that, history got a new name. Jesse's childhood was a cocktail of poverty, racism, and raw talent. He had chronic bronchial issues, worked in shoe repair shops, and ran like the wind because walking was too slow for his dreams. At East Technical High School, Jesse's speed turned heads. He tied the world record for the 100-yard dash while still in school. Then came Ohio State University, where he wasn't allowed to live on campus or eat with white teammates. America loved his legs, not his skin. Then came May 25, 1935, at the Big Ten Championships in Ann Arbor, Michigan. In 45 minutes, Jesse broke the world record in the long jump, 8.13 meters, broke the 220-yard dash record, broke the 220-yard low hurdles record, tied the 100-yard dash record, all while nursing a back injury. That's not athleticism, that's divine intervention. Adolf Hitler, fresh off his rise to power in 1933, planned the 1936 Berlin Olympics as a showcase for Aryan supremacy. He built a stadium, banned Jewish athletes, and filled the air with swastikas and smugness. Enter Jesse Owens. In front of 100,000 spectators, Jesse won 100 meters in 10.3 seconds, 200 meters in 20.7 seconds, long jump with 8.06 meters, 4x100 meter relay setting a world record of 39.8 seconds. Jesse's long jump rival, Luz Long, a blonde-haired German, noticed Jesse struggling with his run-up. In a moment of pure sportsmanship, Luz advised Jesse to adjust his mark. Jesse took the advice and won gold. Later, Jesse said, it took a lot of courage for him to befriend me in front of Hitler. Luz Long didn't just lose the event, he won history's heart. They posed together for photos, defying the propaganda machine with a handshake. Did Hitler snub Owens? Technically, yes. But Hitler stopped congratulating all non-German athletes after day one. Owens later clarified, Hitler didn't snub me, it was our president who snubbed me. Franklin D. Roosevelt never invited Jesse to the White House. No handshake, no ticker tape, just silence. Why? Because in 1936, honoring a black athlete publicly was politically inconvenient. Owens returned home to segregated America, where he couldn't even ride in the front of a bus. After Berlin, Owens expected endorsements. Instead, he got nothing. He raced horses for money. I worked as a gas station attendant, a playground janitor. The man who humiliated Hitler was now sweeping sandboxes. He married Ruth Solomon in 1935, and their union was tested by poverty and fame's betrayal. They had 3 daughters. Owens once said, the only thing harder than running fast is running from bills. He was proud, stubborn, and deeply principled. But he also made mistakes, like associating with controversial promoters and briefly supporting Richard Nixon's 1968 campaign, which alienated some civil rights activists. In the 1950s, Owens reinvented himself as a public speaker and PR consultant. He toured schools, preached discipline, and warned against drugs. He used his story to inspire young people, turning pain into purpose. He admitted regrets, especially about racing horses. "It was degrading," he said, "but I had to eat." His honesty made him relatable. His resilience made him legendary. He was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1976 by Gerald Ford and posthumously received the Congressional Gold Medal in 1990. After his triumphant return from the 1936 Berlin Olympics, Jesse Owens expected ticker tape, endorsements, and a lifetime of luxury. After all, he'd won 4 gold medals, shattered Hitler's racial propaganda, and become a global icon. But America had other plans. Owens declined an invitation to compete in Sweden with fellow Olympic stars, lured by commercial offers back home. That decision cost him dearly. The Amateur Athletic Union revoked his amateur status, effectively ending his competitive career. And those lucrative offers, they vanished faster than a sprinter off the blocks. Owens later said, "I had 4 gold medals, but you can't eat 4 gold medals." Fame had a short shelf life, and Jesse was left holding trophies that couldn't pay rent. Desperate to earn a living, Owens turned to spectacle. He raced against local sprinters, motorcycles, cars, and yes, horses. He'd give them a head start, then blaze past them to the crowd's delight. But it wasn't glamorous. "People say it was degrading for an Olympic champion to run against a horse," Owens admitted. "But what was I supposed to do? I had to eat." With no endorsements and no athletic career, Owens fell back on the jobs that had sustained him during college. Gas station attendant, playground janitor, dry cleaning manager. The man who humiliated Hitler was now sweeping sandboxes and pumping gas. It was a cruel irony. America adored his victories but ignored his reality. Jesse married his childhood sweetheart, Ruth Solomon, in 1935, while still at Ohio State University. Their love was real, but life was relentless. Poverty tested their bond, and fame's betrayal added salt to the wound. They had 3 daughters, and Jesse once joked, "The only thing harder than running fast is running from bills." Ruth stood by him through the highs of Berlin and the lows of horse racing. Their marriage was a marathon, not a sprint. Owens was proud, stubborn, and deeply principled. But he wasn't perfect. In the 1960s, he briefly supported Richard Nixon's 1968 presidential campaign, hoping to promote unity and discipline. That move alienated many civil rights activists who saw it as a betrayal. He was also associated with controversial promoters, chasing financial stability in a world that had forgotten his greatness. Owens later admitted, "Sure, it bothered me, but at least it was an honest living." America finally caught up. In 1976, President Gerald Ford awarded Jesse Owens the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the nation's highest civilian honor. Owens stood tall, finally recognized not just for his speed, but for his spirit. In 1990, a decade after his death, he received the Congressional Gold Medal, posthumously honoring the man who had once been ignored by his own government. A heavy smoker, Owens died of lung cancer on March 31, 1980, in Tucson, Arizona, aged 66. Berlin later named a street after him. The irony? The city that once tried to erase him now honors him. Don't forget to follow us, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you never miss a moment when we drop more intriguing, powerful stories. Stay tuned. There's always more to uncover. Next up, Jackie Robinson.